Uh, I need you to hear something right now, Virgo. Something that came through so strongly, so urgently, that I couldn't wait another second to deliver it. My name is Anna. This is Virgo, and I just had a moment I need to tell you about before I even begin the reading. I was shuffling my cards for this session, just getting ready, just preparing the energy, when I felt a sudden shift, a presence, a weight. And then I heard a voice, clear as day, say, "Tell them I'm not okay. Tell them I can't breathe without them." I almost dropped the deck. I've been doing this work for a long time. I've had messages come through in many ways. But this was different. This was so personal, so intimate, so desperate that I had to pause and take a moment because this is not about a casual crush. This is not about someone who will get over you in a week. This is not about someone who can take you or leave you. This is about someone who is genuinely, deeply, almost unbearably terrified of you walking away for good. And I'm going to tell you everything I see about them. Let me start with who this person is in your life. You probably already know who I'm talking about. You've felt it, you've sensed something in their energy, something that didn't quite add up. The way they look at you when they think you're not watching, the way they find excuses to be near you, the way they get quiet or tense when someone else gives you attention, the way they seem to hold their breath around you like they're waiting for something. That's not just your imagination. That is the energy of someone who is completely, utterly, terrifyingly in love with you. And I mean terrified. Not terrified of you, not terrified of who you are, but terrified of the intensity of their own feelings, terrified of how much they need you, terrified of what their life would look like if you weren't in it, terrified that one day you're going to wake up and realize you could do better and you'll be gone. This person is not playing games. They're not trying to manipulate you. They're not holding back to test you. They are genuinely, painfully, almost pathetically afraid of losing you. And they don't know what to do with that fear. Let me show you what I see happening inside them right now. I see them going through their day, trying to act normal, trying to pretend that everything is fine. I see them going to work, talking to people, checking off their to-do list. And all the while, there's a knot in their stomach, a tightness in their chest, a voice in their head that keeps whispering, "What if they leave?" I see them replaying conversations with you in their mind, obsessing over every word, analyzing every glance. I see them wondering if they said the wrong thing, if they came on too strong, if they pushed you away. I see them spiraling at 2 a.m., unable to sleep, reaching for their phone to text you and then putting it down again, too scared of the answer they might get. I see them looking at other people and feeling nothing. I see them comparing everyone to you. I see them realizing with a sinking feeling in their gut that no one else can ever compare, that they're ruined, that you have ruined them, and they're not even angry about it, they're just terrified. This is what being in love with you has done to them. And here's the part I don't think you fully understand. They don't think they deserve you. That's the thing that's making this so much worse for them. It's not just that they love you, it's that they love you so much that they can't believe you would ever love them back. They feel inadequate. They feel like they're not good enough. They feel like one day you're going to see the real them, the one they're so afraid to show, and you're going to walk away. And they are terrified of that moment. Now, I know some of you are wondering, why don't they just tell me? Why don't they just say something? Why do I have to guess? Why does this have to be so complicated? And I understand that frustration. I really do. But what you need to understand about this person is that their fear is paralyzing. The thought of losing you is so overwhelming that they can't even think about it without shutting down. And the thought of telling you how they feel and being rejected is even worse. So they stay quiet, they stay stuck, they stay in this painful limbo where they're madly in love with you and too terrified to do anything about it. But here's the thing, they're reaching a breaking point. The message I received is that they are on the verge of doing something, something that will change everything, something that will finally let you know the truth. They are going to confess, not in a dramatic public way, not with flowers or speeches or grand gestures, but they are going to tell you in their own way, in their own time. They're going to find the courage that they've been looking for. And when they do, you're going to realize that the person you've been looking at, the person who seemed so casual, so distant, so unbothered, was hiding so much more than you ever knew. Let me share more of what I see about this person because there are some specific things coming through. I see this person struggling with a specific fear of abandonment, not just with you, this goes deeper. Something happened to them in their past, in their childhood, or maybe in a previous relationship that taught them that people leave, people walk away, people give up on them. And that wound is still open, that fear is still raw, and being with you has triggered it in a way they didn't expect. They look at you and they see someone they could love forever, and they are terrified that you will see them the way others have seen them, as not enough, as too much, as someone to leave behind. That's why they hold back. That's why they seem so guarded. That's why you sometimes feel like they're pushing you away, even when you can feel that they want to pull you closer. It's not rejection, it's protection. Protection of their own heart, protection from the pain they're so afraid of experiencing again. But here's the thing about a dam that's been holding back that much water. Eventually, it breaks. And this person's dam is about to break. Let me also say something about the energy between the two of you. It's not one-sided. I can feel you on the other side of this reading, and there's something there. You care about them. You've noticed them. You've thought about them. You've wondered what it would be like if things were different. Maybe you've been telling yourself it's not possible. Maybe you've been telling yourself they're too young or too old or too something. Maybe you've been telling yourself it doesn't matter, that you should just move on. But it does matter. It has always mattered. And the fact that you're here watching this reading is proof that you know it matters too. You have been holding back yourself, maybe not as intensely as they have, but you've been protecting yourself, you've been guarding your heart, you've been telling yourself not to get your hopes up, not to read into things, not to let yourself want something you might not be able to have. And I want to tell you, it's okay to want them. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to wonder. It's okay to hope. You don't have to stay in the safe space forever. You don't have to protect yourself from every possible disappointment, because what's coming for you is not disappointment. It's a reckoning. Let me talk about the moment of confession, because the message I received was that it's going to happen in a way you don't expect. It might not be in person. It might be in a text message that comes late at night when they finally worked up the courage. It might be in a phone call that starts casual and ends with their voice shaking. It might be in a moment when you're not even looking at them and they just let it slip. And when it happens, it's going to feel like a weight has been lifted off both of you, not just off them, off you too. because you've been carrying the weight of not knowing, the weight of wondering, the weight of waiting. And that weight is about to be gone. I also want to prepare you for what happens after they confess, because there will be a moment of awkwardness, a moment of vulnerability, a moment where neither of you quite knows what to say. Don't run from that moment. Stay in it. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself be present with them. Because that moment, that awkward, vulnerable, terrifying moment, is where the real connection happens. That's where you get to see each other clearly for the first time. That's where you get to say, I see you, I hear you, and I'm still here. And that response, your willingness to stay present, will mean more to them than any grand gesture or perfect speech. Let me also address the other side of this, because I know there are people out there wondering why they need this reading, why it matters, why they should care about someone who's too scared to speak up. The answer is because this person is worth caring about. Not because they're perfect, not because they're easy, but because their love for you is real, deep, unshakable, the kind of love that doesn't come around often, the kind of love that you will look back on and say, I'm so glad I didn't let my own fears get in the way. They are going to be a constant for you, a steady, loving, unwavering presence. Someone who shows up even when they're scared. Someone who fights for you even when they're tired. Someone who chooses you even when it's hard, and they're about to prove it to you. Now, let me share some of the physical sensations that are coming through around this person's energy. I feel their heart pounding. I feel their palms sweating. I feel the knot in their stomach tightening. I feel them taking deep breaths, trying to calm themselves down. I feel them rehearsing what they're going to say over and over, trying to get it right. I feel them on the brink of doing something they've never had the courage to do before. And I feel you too. I feel you sensing something, something in the air between you two, something that tells you a shift is coming, something that has you watching them a little more closely, listening a little more carefully. You both know something is about to happen, and it's going to be beautiful. Let me also say something about the fear you might be feeling, because I know it's not just them who's scared. You're scared too. Scared of being wrong, scared of being hurt, scared of opening your heart and having it broken again, scared of trusting someone and being let down. I understand that. I really do. But what if this time it's different? What if this time the person who's scared is the one who loves you most? What if this time the fear isn't a sign that something is wrong, but a sign that something is right? What if you're both just two terrified people trying to find your way to each other? Because that's what I see. Two people standing on opposite sides of a door, both afraid to open it, and the door is getting heavier and heavier because all the unspoken words are piling up behind it. And the only way to release that pressure is for one of you to turn the handle. They're about to do that. And when they do, I need you to be ready. Not with all the answers, not with a perfect response, just with an open heart, with a willingness to hear what they have to say, with a willingness to let yourself feel what you feel. Because what's on the other side of that door is something you've been waiting for. Now, there's one more thing I want to say before I close this reading. This person is not just afraid of losing you, they are afraid of the version of themselves that exists without you, the version that's incomplete, the version that doesn't know what to do with all that love they have for you. They don't want to go back to that person. They don't want to be who they were before they met you. They want to be the person they are when they're with you. The better version, the version that's capable of something real. And they're finally ready to fight for that version. So watch. Watch how they change. Watch how they show up. Watch how they finally say what they've been holding in for so long. And when they do, you'll understand why the fear was there all along. It wasn't a sign of weakness, it was a sign of how much they had to lose. And you are what they cannot afford to lose. Now, take this in, let it settle, and watch what happens next.